I'm not ashamed to own my Lord, nor to defend his cause. Maintain the honors of his word, the glory of his cross.
Hello, I'm James Brown, and on behalf of the Eastern Church of Christ located in Toronto, Canada, I'd like to welcome you to today's edition of Walking Through the Bible, a podcast where we seek to study the Bible and the Bible alone. Please stick around afterwards for information on how you can contact us. But for now, please go to the book of Matthew, and we'll turn you over to Jeremy Dieselkamp for our study of the day.
Thank you, James, and welcome to all of our viewers. This is the 21st lesson in our study of Matthew. Yesterday, we studied Matthew chapter 5, verses 17 to 20, discussing how Jesus did not come to destroy the law of Moses, but to fulfill it. If you missed that episode, you can find it and all of our other podcasts on multiple platforms by going to one of the different sites listed on the bottom of the screen. Today, we're going to begin with Matthew chapter 5, verse 21 and read through verse 26. The text that you'll see on the screen is from the New King James Version, but you're welcome to follow along with any version that you have. So let's now read Matthew chapter 5, beginning at verse 21. You have heard that it was said to those of old, "You shall not murder, and whoever murders will be in danger of the judgment. But I say to you that whoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whoever says to his brother, Raca, shall be in danger of the council. But whoever says, You fool, shall be in danger of hellfire. Therefore, if you bring your gift to the altar, and there remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift there before the altar and go your way. First be reconciled to your brother, and then come and offer your gift. Agree with your adversary quickly while you are on the way with him, lest your adversary deliver you to the judge hand you over to the officer, and you be thrown into prison. Assuredly, I say to you, you will by no means get out of there till you have paid the last penny." In verse 20 of this chapter, Jesus told his listeners that their righteousness must exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees. The scribes and Pharisees were the lawyers and teachers of the law. Their problem was not that they were too strict in following God's law. Their problem was they didn't practice what they preached. Jesus is going to show the people in what way the righteousness he expected of his kingdom-bound disciples should exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees. He did this by 6 times correcting what had been told to them about the law. Now let's remember, Jesus lived and died under the law of Moses, so the law he is commenting on is the law that they were under. Even with this being true, though, we can still make application under the new law, because what Jesus is going to be talking about, murder and anger, lust, divorce, oaths, revenge, and loving your neighbor, are not exclusive to the law of Moses. We can find all of these principles in the law of Christ because the person and character of God has not changed. Jesus begins by commenting on the part of the law that says that they weren't to murder, and if they murdered, they would be in danger of the judgment. The prohibition against murder is found in Exodus 20, verse 13, as the 6th commandment, and for us, James 2:11 would suffice. People obviously thought that as long as they didn't murder someone, they could harbor those thoughts in their heart and be angry with their brother without cause. Jesus said this was not the case, and that in order to be considered righteous under his law and in his kingdom, that thinking angry thoughts without cause was just as sinful as murder was. Jesus said to the people of that day that being angry this way would also put them in danger of the judgment or a tribunal. Paul said something similar to Christians in Ephesians 4, verses 26 and 27, which reads, "Be angry and do not sin, and do not let the sun go down in your wrath, nor give place to the devil." Uncontrolled anger in our heart and anger without cause often leads to murder, and as such, they will be treated the same by God. Jesus then said, whoever said to his brother, Raca, which are words of contempt or reproach on their brother, was in danger of the council or Sanhedrin, a higher court than simply a tribunal. The reason this was more serious was because the anger in the heart has now turned into expressing those thoughts in words. Today we are not to threaten people's lives no matter what they've done to us. Jesus concludes his thoughts here by saying that the one who says to his brother, "You fool," shall be in danger of hellfire. Calling someone a fool in this context is calling them a vile apostate, and as such is of a higher degree than merely saying Raca to the brother. Regarding a brother as an apostate without cause showed the person's lack of spirituality and would endanger their soul in the day of judgment. We do not live under the Jewish system today with a local tribunal and then the Sanhedrin, but rest assured God still holds us to these principles. The law of Christ says not to murder, but that also includes all the things Jesus talked about here. What were they to do if there was something wrong in the relationship with their brother? Go and correct that first, and then offer their sacrifice. We don't offer physical sacrifices today, but let's always make sure that we do not sin against our brother, and if we do, to apologize and ask for forgiveness. The same sort of principle would apply to those we have had debt with. Seek to settle the debt privately. Suffer the loss if you have to, so that you remain free and not be put into prison unable to pay the debt. Let's follow after Christ and lay aside all malice and anger. With that, our time is up for today. Please join us, Lord willing, tomorrow when we will continue our study of Matthew, beginning with Matthew 5:27.
Thank you, Jeremy. And to our viewers, we also thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. Should you have a question or comment, please leave it below or email it to answerintheword@gmail.com. We'll try to respond to you as quickly as we can. We hope you'll join us, Lord's willing, tomorrow when we will be continuing on our study in the book of Matthew. Goodbye for now and have a great day.
I'm not ashamed to own my Lord, nor to defend